This is the continuation of volume 11 part 1, and we're now on volume 11 part 2. So thank you guys for staying tuned. That I'm still on this African man that I met, even though things had started to grow apart between us, because I wasn't feeling him as much as I would need to. But again, he was satisfying me orally, which nonetheless, this was where my grades turned around for the better. So I don't know if you guys recall when I was attending Knox College and I told you guys that my grades was just poor, like I wasn't doing anything in school because I could not concentrate. My grades deteriorate. I was not doing anything in school. I was bunking and sculling school as much as possible when I was attending Knox College High. Okay, this was the turnaround. This is how God started turning around everything as it relates to my school. This is how God started restoring me little by little. So it started out with my grades, with school. So all the years that was stolen from me, even when I was going to prep school, when somebody connected to my dad had, performed witchcraft on me and caused me to pass for a high school it altered my reality, right? Even though God had restored that situation and delivered me from that witchcraft situation, there was still residues lingering. So what happened? It perpetuated into high school as well when I got transferred to Knox College High. And I was not doing anything because I was going through depression, physical, emotional abuse. And so that caused me to not learn anything whilst I was in school. So now this was where God restored everything. Yes, as it relates to my grades. So again, it started little. It started out with my schooling, with my grades, with how I was performing, everything. Yes. So everything that I was not when I was back home in Jamaica, in high school and even prep school, God made it happen in this new school in the UK. I became prefect, I became class monitor, I became an active leader, player. Yes. So I was the active player, leader at the school at the time, where on break times I would lead the other students out from year 7 to year 11, even sixth formers as well. I would lead them out. They would have to go there. They have to take clothing so they can be able to go play. Yeah, I was responsible for that. So I had responsibilities and they trusted me to do so. And it was like very imperative. And I was the one who was leading others, who was helping me as well. So I would tell them what they need to do for the other students and stuff like that. Like, it was just blissful. I was the favorite in my LA. I would take the register every morning. I would do everything. We would have meetings for like the prefect. And I was also class monitor, if I didn't mention that. Yes, I was everything. Literally, God was restoring everything. He was putting me in everything at that point. And it was just beautiful. I was involved in extracurricular clubs, all the things that you can think about. I was involved in it. When we had meetings with the different school boards, even like our teachers. So whenever we had meeting, like prefect meeting, like class monitor meeting, all of that, head boy, head girl meeting, all of us would meet together in a boardroom and we would share our viewpoints on things that we needed to introduce or bring forth in the class or in the school. Right? I was involved in that heavily and it was just perfect. God restored it all. When it came to my grades, listen, my grades started to hump up. I was in tune with school, like I was on it. And even though I was still with this African guy, it did not stop me. Literally, I was on it. I was on school to the point where myself and another classmate, we started being in competition to see who can finish their work first to hand it in. And to the point where our teachers literally saw that this was happening and they would like, "Oh, Abinia, it seems like you were the first to come in today." Or the other classmate, her name was Victoria. "Oh, Victoria, it seems like you were the first today." And then me and Victoria would be like, we had a little rivalry. That's how deep it was. But it was good. It was a banter. It was real banter at the time. Like I shocked myself. Like, I literally didn't realize I had these things in me. God restored me from my grades. It started with my grades, as you guys see. When my mom came to like parent-teachers meeting, listen, my mom was always amazed. My mom literally was, every time my mom comes to the school, she would always hear good news. Always good news, good news. My teachers were fascinated with me. They literally loved me because I was always involved. I was always getting my work done on time. I'm helping other students if they don't really understand, because one of the time, because I'd finished my work so quickly, I had to help other students who were lagging behind. And I was intrigued with it. I was so happy that they gave me that responsibility too. Listen, I had so much responsibilities. It was not a joke. And I loved it because it groomed me into aspects of my life that you guys will see how God was indeed and has been elevating my life since I moved to the UK. So yes, so my graduation was like big. Yeah, my graduation was grand. Listen, the way I dressed up, my hair was done up, everything. My graduation was beautiful. And guess what? Not only did I go to this graduation in a grand dress up, but I was the one that was awarded the majority of awards. Yes, literally, for active play, for prefect, for most outstanding student, every one of those accolades that you can think about. Some of the medals, I still have them at my mom's place. My mom can attest to all of this. I had medals, trophies, certifications, well done, all of these stuff. I had them all. And I got these at my graduation. As soon as I went to go sit down, they called me up again. I couldn't even sit down in peace. They were like, "Oh my days, you're going to get all of the trophies." None left for the other students. And these were students who were already there in the school from before I came there, that started from year 7. And I came and outweighed them. But this is how God works. When God is elevating you, nothing can stop it. Yes, and you guys will continue to see. So thank Jesus Christ for his grace and his mercies upon me. Yeah, so now I graduated from year 11 and I was in sixth form now. So I went over into sixth form. My grades was just on the up and up still. It's not like my grades was not deteriorating, none at all. My grades was just going on the up and up, on the up and up. And the works was getting much and much more intense, because obviously each level you go up, the work gets more and more intense, right? I was in sixth form now getting ready to prepare for university, because sixth form, everyone knows, is pre-university. So now I'm getting ready for university, trying to make our last rounds up. We would go to visit different universities. So myself and my mom, we would have open days with different, so we had to pick 5 universities. So when you're going to prep school in Jamaica, you have to pick 5 high schools or 6, and then you have your first choice, second choice, and third choice. And then you have the other 2 that is just there, if anything. So yeah, I had to do that. I had to pick 5 universities through a system called UCAS. Everybody has to do that. It's a system in the UK. When you're trying to apply for universities from high school, you have to apply through the system called UCAS. So you have to apply for 5 universities. You have to do everything. You have to do your personal statements, all of that. So I did all of that, applied, and then 3 of them offered me a place. 3 of the university, and these were like top universities at the time as well. We went to go do the open days and all of that. The one that I took was the one who offered me the scholarship. So I even got scholarship, guys. This is how God was elevating my life. Thank you. This is how God restored me, started restoring my life. Yes, I got a scholarship, and I took that one because obviously even though the other ones gave me an offer, they didn't give me a scholarship. So I'm going to take the one that offered me the scholarship. Yes. So I took on and it was the highest scholarship as well. That's how deep it was. Yep. It was the distinction scholarship that I received. Yeah. And when I went to my mom, I remember showing my mom jumped with joy. She was so happy. But yeah, this was the restoring of where my grades started to be restored. That's how God was starting. God was starting from me little by little. He wasn't jumping in full force. He started out with my grades first. So what I had lost years, he restored it, starting with my grades. Yes. So now this time I turned 18 and I was in upper sixth form. It goes how it goes. So, of course, I'm still with my first true love. We were still talking on the phone, but I haven't seen him now. It was years now. We were just talking on the phone. And even though now I had broken up with the African guy, because he almost got me caught in a situation. Like this house that he brought me to, I thought at first it was his house. His house was in another place that he had taken me to before, but it was a bit distance away. So he tried to use this other house that was much more closer to where I lived. But it was another woman that he was seeing, but he would take me there when she was at work. So one day he said I should come around. So he met me, picked me up from school, after school. So just before I had to go pick up my little brother at the time, he picked me up and then we were going. And as we were walking in the house, all of a sudden I saw it barricade me, because I think he heard when the lady was coming down the stairs. When I looked, I saw this lady point, "You're the..." She started cussing, "That's been in my house." I said, "Oh my days." I started running. I started running. And I said, "Yep, that's it." That gave me the ammunition, that, because as I said, I wasn't feeling him anymore. But I wanted something to break up with him. That was the ammunition that gave me the powers to say, "Yep, that's it." To the point where he came to my door. I remember he came to my door because he knew where I lived. He came to my door and he was asking my brother for me. He was like, "Shay, do you know Shay that lives in this flat?" So I remember my brother coming upstairs and saying to me, "Shay, there's an African guy downstairs asking for you." And I said, "I don't know who that is." And I said, "Probably is one of the people them that works at my school." That's all I was pretending, you know. And I was thinking, and I texted this man, I said, "Listen, can you leave my door? You're going to let me get in trouble. Like, stop calling me and asking for me." And then from that day, I blocked him, and then I didn't see him again. Yeah. So anyways, as I said, now graduated from 6th form, getting ready now to go to uni. I'm 18 years old. Now I decided I wanted to go treat myself in Jamaica. So 2013, I decided I want to go treat myself in Jamaica. And that's exactly what I done. Now it would be my first time back in Jamaica after so many years. And this would be the first time I've seen my first true love again. It was like blissful. It was joy in my heart. And that was like my little, treat to myself, because I've been doing so well in school. I'm just getting the things are just going on the up and up. It was just restoration for me. And I was like, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God." Like, God was just on my side, always have been. This is what happened. After a few months of me returning back from Jamaica, because I think I spent a month out there. After a few months, like about 3 months after returning back from Jamaica, this lady called and said, "Listen, you need to leave my man alone. He is now with me and you need to move on." I was shocked to my bones. Mind you, remember how you get them. So it was like a karma. Remember how I dealt with this woman that he was with, to the point that I caused them to break up out of their own relationship. Yeah, this was exactly what happened. So you have to be mindful and remember, guys, that karma is indeed real. What you do in life will come back. Yeah. So this is how God operates. So the same measure you give unto someone is the same measure you will receive. This was exactly what happened to me. I received the same measure that I gave unto my first true love's partner at the time that he was with, whilst I went into their life. Yeah. Stay tuned for volume 12, part 1. Thank you guys for watching, and speak soon. Christ can save any